why is listening important? And what does that really mean?
Listening is important because you can kind of understand the character more, and you can pick up things that you didn't pick up before just by reading.
So what I mean is the listening as your character. So you're Gwen. You're coming into the scene. You've been working on Gwen, right? You know, let's say you're going to go and you're going to do this as an audition, or you're going to go and film this. You've gotten the job and you're on set. Listening is important. You're going to know the lines. You're going to have rehearsed with some choices, with some actions. You're going to know what the stakes are, why it's so important to you. You're going to have done all that work. And once you've done all that work, you kind of have to forget that you did the work. It's not going to go away. You're not going to forget it, but you are going to let it go. You're not going to try to hold on to the work. Then your job is to listen. You're listening so that you can react with truth as Gwen. If you don't listen, you will be performing the scene and it won't look like life because you won't be able to take anything off your partner. You may get a destiny who gives you a line in a way that you never expected. And if you don't truly listen, it won't be authentic, your response. That's why we forget. It's not really forgetting. That's why you let go of your work. So you're not rigidly trying to hold on to choices. You're available to the other person who's acting the scene with you. If you're auditioning or you're reading a self-tape, you still have to listen so that you make sure you're really responding to what you heard. This is one of the biggest keys that gets the most left out because actors are so worried about their lines and how they're going to sound. They get so focused on that. How am I going to say this line versus, okay, I've done the work. I'm going to let it go. And now I'm going to listen and respond with truth, with authenticity. The other thing that's important about listening is that one of the things you're doing when you send an action, right? I'm hugging. Let's say I'm hugging her with my thank you so much. I'm listening while I send that action to see if she feels my hug and if it worked. I'm constantly listening to see how it affects them, keeps my attention off of me and what I'm doing. And am I good? And do they like me? And did I get the part? Versus, oh, I'm just hugging her and I want to find out if it worked. Oh, she loves me, you know? That's the other kind of listening. So there's the listening to the actual thing they say to you, but there's the listening to find out if the little darts I'm sending out with my actions, my squeezing, my hugging, my charming, my snuggling, does she feel snuggled? Oh, she did feel snuggled. Oh, good. Oh, she's freaked out by me. I better try something else, right? Because that's the other thing. It's like you might have to decide like, oh, in that moment, I think she's weirded out by me. And I heard how she responds. That's what you're listening for, right? You're listening from behind the lines where you might be like, oh, she thinks I'm a weirdo. I better try harder. That's also part of what you're listening for. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm talking about with listening. It's one of the most important things to learn in acting.